We're going to show Treebard. We're going to show what it can do. If it can't do something, we're going to, well, we're not going to do that because we can't show you what it can't do. But let me just say this about that. In the event that you find that I am repeating myself over and over, I sincerely apologize all over the place for that. I apologize for the disconvenience, and I hope you will forgive me, but I'm old, I'm as is, and I am what I am. You get what you get. So let's just get going here and see what Treebard could do. How do you get to James Woodland? Well, you can type J. That autofills Jeremiah. You type an A. Oh, there he is. Tab over and click the space bar. Boom, James Woodland. So what I did right there was I just made James Woodland the current person, even though he already was. Another way, since he happens to be number 12, now look, see, if you point at his name, then the ID number 12 turns into his gender, M. It doesn't show gender all the time because I'm tired of hearing about gender all the time. Okay, enough on that topic. If you type a number sign followed by a 12 and tab over to the OK button to hit the space bar or use the mouse, you could go up there with the mouse and click the OK button, and then you have just made James Woodland the current person, even though he already is, but it still works. Another thing you can do, let's say you add a place. Sometimes if you got a real skinny column and you add a nice long words in here, like it happens in the dates or places sometimes, and it doesn't display right because it doesn't fit the column, well, you can redraw the table. Control F5, and there you go. That redrew the table. Okay, I'll show you that later when I got a nice skinny column to put something in. So let's change to Ronnie R. That's Ricardo. We could change to Ricardo, but I want to show you this autofill. Oh, there's Ronnie Webb. There's Ronnie Webb. Okay. Now, we've got a nuclear families table up here. This is Ronnie Webb. This is all her partners and children, all in one place. That's why there's a scroll bar, because some of these folks had several partners and or several children. Some people had more than one set of parents. This is unique to Treebard in that you get the whole family right here. Everybody that's important to her is, in terms of a nuclear family member, is going to be right here in the same place. You don't go clickety click 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 trying to find somebody. They're all right here, which is amazing, wonderful, and it's a really good feature. And it's a multifaceted feature which has taken me a long time to create. Now, down here, for example, well, you got parents, you got foster parents, fosterage. Well, which parent was that? We got two sets of foster parents. What are we going to do? Oh, you just point at the event. Parents were Rico and Janelle. That's these fellas up here. Well, one of them's a girl, so I assume. I wouldn't know. Doesn't matter. Okay, now, oh, by the way, Treebard is, what do you call it? Am I supposed to say it's politically correct or not politically correct? I forgot which is right. Anyway, you can have a girl over here, you can have a boy over here. I don't care. It's up to you. That's why it says parents instead of foster father, foster mother. You could have a boy here and a boy here. You could have a girl here and a girl. I don't care. Treebard doesn't care. Let's change the subject. Okay, I'm tired of that topic. Now, these here are twins, but one of them was born on one day, one was born on the next day. So that might have been labor that spanned over one year to the next, over the holidays. Let's see, what else can we do? How do you add a foster parent? Because to be perfectly honest, let's show you something here. Janelle, she only has a father and a mother. How do you add a foster parent? Well, she had foster children, see. She fostered a child. Which child did she foster? Ronnie Webb, number 6. You see, these, I call them kin tips pop up here. Trevor, that's person ID 121. Fostered a child, fostered a child. There's Mila Schreiner, see. So some of these are foster children. Trevor's not. Trevor's a regular person. See, his father and mother are Janelle and Rico. Okay, where's Trevor in this list? Well, they had plenty of kids. Look at all those kids. These, see, the ones with the dots here, these are Trevor, the current person. These are Trevor's many partners. There's two that don't even have a name. They had a name, I assume, but I don't know what they are. There's three. And then for each partner, indented underneath that partner, you got the children that belong to that partnership, with Natalie and Trevor, with Tina and Trevor. They didn't have any kids that we know of, but this person with no name, they had a child, Quentin, with Trevor. Okay, all in one place. You don't have to click around and figure it out. It's all right there. Every one of these offsprings is associated with a person in this table, so that you don't guess. You don't have to go clicking around to figure out who's who. All right, so that wasn't easy, but it was fun, and it took me a long time, and that's the best part, because, you know, at my age, you want to stay out of trouble. So the best thing to do if you're 62 is to start writing your very own genealogy software, because that'll keep you busy for several years. But since I already did it for you, I just saved you 6 years of your life. And I started out knowing nothing about programming. I had made some websites, and that was it. Websites use HTML and CSS, but this is Python. I didn't know how to use Python. I just started out one day and did it. Okay, and I learned as I went, and that's not against the law. You can do it too. If I can do it, you can do it better. Okay, so now here you can have a birth date and a death date. See, Elsa, she's got a birth date and a death date. How did I come up with all these names? I didn't have to make them up. Well, you know what I hate about playing around with sample trees? If I want to add a person, it's always got some weird name that just pops to my mind, and I put it in, and then I look at it and say, gee, that came out of my mind. So what I do instead is I go up here to Tools, Person Maker, and there you go. You can change this date. You don't have to. And you just make a person. Okay? And if you don't like one of these names, you just use the ones you want. You copy it. There you go. Here in America, not that I live in America anymore, we have this system of sorting names by the last name, by Meadows in this case. So AutoSort is going to put Meadows, comma, Darren Virgil. But what if it was a Dutch name and it was like Van Dyke? Then you click AutoSort. Now if it's an American name, Van Dyke, you're going to want to sort it by the V. So you're going to change what this auto sort does. You change it to anything you want. Let's say it's a Dutch name. You click auto sort. And in Netherlands, this is how it's going to want to be. But in America, you would normally go and put that under the V. So you change this to anything you want. Then when you click OK, it'll save the name and the sort date. Now you notice we don't have first, last, middle. That's just silly. Why would we need first, last, middle if that's only going to work in, you know, USA and Canada and England and maybe a whole bunch of other places, but it's not going to work everywhere. So why you start out that way and then have to go fix it later? We start out right. This is the person's name, okay? There's no reason to separate it into parts. That is useless. It serves no purpose. You can choose the gender if you want. This is the default. You can leave it like that. If you have other ideas about gender, there you go. You click other and don't worry about it. Treebard is going to save it as other, and Treebard has no other opinions about that. And you can choose a name type. Birth name is going to be in there by default, but you could change it to anything you want. You can make your own. If this name already exists, a notice will appear. Let's say we're trying to make a new person. Oh my goodness, a notice appeared. That's because we already have a person named Jeremiah Lawrence Grimaldo. This is going to make us see that if we want to make another person with the same name, then we can click OK. Otherwise, we can click cancel because we have already put this person in the database. So you can just keep making as many persons as you want and get to a name you want or gender you want, whatever it is that you want in life. You can just keep going. I like that name, Nestor Harley Brogdon. So you can Control C, turn that off or leave it on, and then you go up to, there it is. You can make a new person here. You don't have to click this. You can make a new person here. Just tab over to OK, and there you go. That did not autofill into there. I can just paste it again, so it doesn't hurt my feelings too bad. And let's just say he's a male for the fun of it. Oh, let's pick some pictures for him. You can get pictures off any place on your computer. I got me some pictures right here. Doesn't matter which one we choose. There's a man sitting on handrails. Let's choose him. There's Mark Twain. Okay, and I could have picked several pictures, but I forgot to. Now look, this picture is 2,485 pixels wide. We don't want to save that size of a picture in Treebard. Treebard is going to make a copy of that original, and we're going to make any size we want. So 10% would be 248. Let's make it 15%. Don't put a percent sign. Then you can save it as anything you want and give it a caption, anything you want. Okay, now I click OK. And there he is. That's his picture now. See, we made it a nice size so you can see the whole thing. I want to show you something though. Go back to Jeremiah. He's #1 guy. If you click his picture gallery, see this is a big picture. You can pan it by rolling it up and down with the mouse. Roll is the wrong word. It's panning. Just holding the mouse button down. You just move the mouse a little ways and it moves a far ways. So you don't break your arm trying to pan this around. Instead of a scroll bar for a change, I did it that way. It's just a demonstration. There's a code there you can use to make other stuff work the same way. Now what did I just do? I changed his main picture, which is the one that shows up here on the Persons tab, by clicking the little radio button. There you go. See, let's make this the one with the mandolin. Okay, and close that. Now it's the one with the mandolin. Same guy, same pictures. You click the pictures to display them. You click the radio buttons to change the main picture here on the main page on the Persons tab. Another thing you can do is click the arrows to display the pictures. Another thing you can do is focus the picture and then use the arrow buttons on the keyboard. Left, right. Okay, and then this shows your caption. I just showed you how to make a caption when I made a new person, remember? This is the caption. This is the person. These lines down here, for example, the file name with the whole path, the width, height of the photo, you can copy that. You can copy the caption, okay? In case you need to copy and paste it somewhere, you can do that. Now, to say you want to change this picture or make a copy of it and change the copy, actually. The Treebard will always make a copy and change the copy. Treebard doesn't move your original, doesn't change your original. It always copies your original and puts it in the Treebard project folder and makes a copy so you can crop this. If you get this problem, just change the size. You give it a new file name. You make a place to crop. You go HHH. You don't say JPEG or anything like that. You just give it a file name. It's going to use the same extension that you started out with. This is not a full-featured graphics program. It's a convenience feature, and it does work. Okay, so now we did that. We cropped it. We gave it a name. All right. So how do you now go add that picture? To his pictures or to someone else's pictures. Let's add someone else's pictures. Doesn't matter. This will be for Patricia, his daughter. Now, you notice if you want to work on somebody, you change to that current person. So we go over to media, select an image. We don't have to add that image to the tree because when I did something to it, it was already added to the tree. So we're going to do this for a female. So you could do it for male, female, unknown, a place or a source. See, you got a picture gallery for places and sources too. See? Okay, but we're on Patricia here now in the media tab, and we're going to select an image that's already in the tree. If you go details, date, you might get lucky. There it is. Depending on the whims of Windows itself, you might have to fool around with your Windows file manager. You usually do. Double click H, 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 and there's the path copied there. And we're going to link to the current element. The current element is a female, a male, unknown gender person, a place, or a source. Over here, right now, the current place is Aspen. We can change that to a different place. Over here, the current source is the Bellflower Bee. That's a newspaper. We can change that to some other source. So that's how you make a current place or a current source. We'll show you that later. We're over here in media, and we want to link to the current element, a female person, right there. And we go, okay. Patricia now has a picture of her dad. You see that? It's just that little cropped one that we just made. We didn't move that other picture. Go back to Jeremiah for a second. We didn't add a picture here. We just copied this one and cropped it and made another version of it. I'm showing this in kind of a willy-nilly, unorganized fashion because that's the kind of guy I am. Maybe that's why it took me 6 years and 16,000 hours to do this, but it's also because it wasn't very easy. I really enjoyed doing it. I didn't enjoy every second of it, but I did reach my goal, which is to create a solid foundation of a program that I could use if I want to put my information from my research into a database and preserve that information in a way that is accurate and detailed, and accurate enough and detailed enough to match the demands of reality itself. The real world is our model. We did not model this on GEDCOM because GEDCOM has limitations and hallucinations, to be perfectly honest. We did not model Treebard on GEDCOM. We modeled Treebard on the world. So if you want to make a new place, for example, it's not just a string of letters. This place here is 4 places. Aspen has an ID number. Pitkin County has an ID number. Colorado has an ID number. USA has an ID number. Say I have a place name, United States of America, and a place name, USA. They both correspond to the same place ID, but they have 2 different place name IDs. I tell you that because it's important. There are maybe 1 or 2 programs out there that treat places properly, but I don't know what they are. I would look at Gramps possibly for that, but I don't like Gramps' user interface. I like Treebard, that's why I made Treebard. I think this is beautiful. I like to look at it. I'm going to come back in the next movie and we'll keep talking at you. I'll see you soon. Bye.